One of the biggest mysteries of the Warrior series regards the nature of the leadership of Nightstar. Nightstar was the longest reigning leader of ShadowClan in the original arc of the series, serving from the second book Fire and Ice through the fourth book Rising Storm. Formerly known as Nightpelt, the retired warrior led a rebellion against the tyrannical leadership of Brokenstar, and with the help of ThunderClan cats led by Whitestorm and Firepaw, succeeded in driving him and his loyal followers away into exile at the end of Into the Wild. Afterwards, he assumed leadership of ShadowClan and was tasked with rebuilding the tired and divided clan. What's notable about Nightstar is that he never was granted the additional 8 lives promised to clan leaders by StarClan. This begs the question, why wasn't he given these lives? Several theories have been thrown around by fans attempting to answer this question, but I believe the reason is actually quite simple. Nightstar was never actually the leader of ShadowClan.
Oh my God!
This may seem like an extraordinary thing to propose, considering he is listed as the leader of ShadowClan in the allegiance sections of the books, and is counted as a significant leader in the Warriors Field Guide, Secrets of the Clans. However, I propose to show that this very same book clearly outlines the position of leader, and that by the rules it established regarding the clan leader and the warrior code, Nightstar cannot be considered to be a true leader in the traditional meaning of the term. Thus, the solution to the question of why Nightstar never received the promised 8 lives of a leader is best explained by the proposition that Nightstar merely assumed the duties, but was never granted the position of leader, being that at the time, Brokenstar was still the lawful and divinely recognized leader of ShadowClan despite his exile. What's important to establish before we dive into the legitimacy of Nightstar's leadership is what in fact legitimate leadership looks like. History of the Clans and Secrets of the Clans describes the events leading up to and after the establishment of the Warrior Code by StarClan. From the very beginning of the story, there is a marked emphasis on the chaotic nature of the pre-clan time period. They were drawn by the soft rustlings of small creatures, shadows under the water, and the sudden commotion of birds' wings in the trees. These were not warrior cats. They lived in small groups, not yet clans. There were no borders set down, and they fought constantly, fearful that prey might run out and that their overlapping territories were being threatened. It was a lawless, bloody time for the forest, and many cats died. Of course, what will jump out immediately is the lawlessness and violence described here. But even looking at the beginning, there's no implied purpose in the cats even coming to the forest in the first place. The only reasons given for the cats coming to the forest are ones related to their natural instinct as predators. They're nothing more than pure animals at this point, and as the reader will note who has read the series, the clan cats are anything but merely instinctual animals. Given all of this, the logical bridge or antidote from this chaotic state is the creation of organization. This is precisely what StarClan gives the original warriors. The warrior code provides an authoritative grounding for the behavior and structure of the clan cats going forward. I've previously made a video defending the practicality of the warrior code, and one thing I think I didn't quite emphasize there as much as I should have is just how vital the establishment of systematic authority is to the warrior code. 3 of the 15 codes explicitly deal with the process of qualifying for and attaining leadership positions in the clan, and then of course there's the all-important 13th code that states, "The word of the clan leader is the warrior code." I've previously tried to outline a way in which this can practically be subverted, but honestly I'm not sure if that's a reasonable way of interpreting this code. It seems very explicit that ultimately the leader of the clan is the final authority, period. You'll note also that the covenant made by StarClan is not to the warrior clans as a whole, but with the leaders of the clans. If you do this, we will reward you with 8 more lives, so that you may lead your clans for many moons to come. Notice the progression here. You must find other cats like you. If you do this, you may lead. We will watch over you from Silverpelt. We will visit you in your dreams. There's never a transition from the word you referring to the leaders to it then referring to all of the cats in the clans. It seems to be an unfortunate limitation of the English language and the way it's used here that we can't clearly differentiate between you and you all. If this were Spanish, it might be differentiated by using the word vosotros and then transitioning to the word ustedes to refer to the cats right there presented in front of them, and then the abstract clans as a whole. What's interesting is if we follow the limited interpretation of the word you here, in the very next line, it would seem to imply that when StarClan says, at the full moon, you will gather together here between the 4 great oak trees for a night of truce, they actually only mean for the leaders themselves to go to Fort Trees for the gatherings and not the clans entirely. This is simply if we extend the way we're interpreting you here. Now, I haven't read Dawn of the Clans, so I couldn't tell you if this actually was at one time the case, but I think it's kind of cool to think that over time, the tradition of going to the gathering developed gradually to include more and more cats accompanying their leader. That would actually explain why not all of the clan cats go to the gatherings, and why only those the leaders elect go, as it would be a natural progression from the leaders going by themselves, to them then taking extra cats with them on occasion, to it then becoming a kind of cemented normal practice. Anyway, what the entire point of that tangent there is that the leaders are given a special role in their clans as their rightfully appointed leaders, who in turn are commanded to teach and raise their clanmates in a certain way in exchange for the privilege and responsibility of leadership. Leadership is established by StarClan, and then the leaders establish warriors in their clans. There's a kind of hierarchy with the leaders kind of being in that sort of higher middle ground of normal cats. It also very clearly establishes a line of succession, which is why all of this matters when discussing Nightstar. See, the original leaders were appointed and received by StarClan itself. They were then given the warrior code, which clearly outlines the rules for becoming a future leader. From Thunder, Shadow, River, Wind, and I guess Sky, every leader after them necessarily had to have been an appointed deputy of the clan when the preceding leader died or retired. This was the promise of StarClan and their established law. You can only become leader if you were elected deputy by the former leader. Therefore, we can clearly see why Nightstar is an aberration in this line. He was never a deputy appointed by Brokenstar. In fact, Brokenstar did not die or retire during Nightstar's rule, which means Brokenstar never stopped being the leader of ShadowClan. Being that the word of the clan leader is the warrior code, even though Brokenstar pretty clearly was going against it, ShadowClan themselves had no right to rebel against him, as under the warrior code, it's the sole right of the clan leader to interpret and administer the warrior code, and Brokenstar sure as heck wasn't ordering himself to be kicked out of leadership. And even if Brokenstar's leadership could in some way be justly removed from him, it would still fall on his appointed deputy, Blackfoot, to become leader instead of Nightpelt. Of course, Brokenstar does die at the end of Forest of Secrets, but by that time Nightstar had already become sick and presumably never made the trip again to receive his additional lives from StarClan. My guess as to why Tigerstar was able to get all of his lives is either Blackfoot rescinded his rightful claim to ShadowClan's leadership in accordance to Tigerstar, or in leaving ShadowClan somehow forfeited his status as deputy by dereliction of duty, or simply vocally renounced his allegiance to ShadowClan against his allegiance to Brokenstar. Whatever the case, it's clear to me that Nightstar was never a legal leader of ShadowClan, and while some people have claimed, and might have even been proposed in the books at one point, that the reason he didn't receive his lives was because he was too old, that line of reasoning seems completely arbitrary and out of line with the rules StarClan originally laid out. As a final possible bonus point for this theory, in the significant leaders of ShadowClan section of Secrets of the Clans, there's an interesting variant in the way that Nightstar is described to have become leader as opposed to Tigerstar. For Nightstar, it is said that he took over leadership while Tigerstar gained leadership. Notice the difference in phrasing here. Leadership seems to imply something subtle but markedly different in each case. To take over is not the same as to gain, and especially considering the covenantal relationship between a leader and StarClan, the phrase took over leadership seems to be a kind of oxymoronic phrase. One has to rightfully ascend to leadership, you can't simply take it by force, especially since StarClan ultimately holds the keys to it. To gain leadership, as TigerStar did, one must be in agreement with StarClan. To gain here, given the context, seems to imply a mutual reception. Therefore, it seems that Nightstar took over leadership, and thus merely was a leader in name only, and was never subject to any of the promises of gained leadership.